Hi everyone, so I'm in this beautiful city of Dubai. I came here for a work meeting and partially it was a personal trip also. Dubai sees an influx of millions of foreigners every single year, and I feel this is the right place to make a video on things you should consider before you decide to leave your homeland and move to another country. Before I start this video, I want to share with everyone that I'm from India, but I lived in Singapore for 6 years. I worked as a cabin crew with Singapore Airlines, so I have first in-hand experience of what it feels like as a foreigner, as an expat, to live in another country and what are the challenges that one faces. Make sure you have figured out as to how you are going to manage basic necessities like accommodation, travel, food, clothing. You also need money to spend your weekends out. Most people ignore these expenses and they think that the real deal is to be able to leave your country and get the visa and move abroad, but no, the real deal is to be able to manage these expenses. I remember when I was in Singapore, I used to keep an account for every penny that I would spend, and not trying to sound poor here or trying to gain sympathy, but I used to make food decisions based on how cheap a dish is on the menu. So I remember after my training, I used to pass by this South Indian joint and I used to order this dosa, which would cost me $1.80 instead of the one which would cost me $2.20. So all I'm trying to say is that you should be able to figure out these basic expenses. It's very important. Next one, if you're someone like me who's very close to her family, you are going to miss home a lot. Homesickness is for real and it can be very challenging if you're not able to manage your emotions. I've been living away from home for a very long time, but every single day I miss home. Every single day I think of my family. It's very normal, but it should not be an obstacle in your day-to-day life. So be prepared that you're going to miss home. Be prepared to manage your emotions. Speak to your family often, speak to your friends often. It will keep you connected and also keep you motivated. So while I might look like an extrovert because I travel a lot and I talk to a lot of people, I'm a very introvert person. I don't make friends very easily, which brings me to the next point that if you're someone like me who finds it challenging to make friends, life can be a bit difficult when you move abroad. So I'm not saying you go out on the streets and make random friends, but you should be a people's person. You should be able to interact with people, because when you're living abroad, your family is not going to come and save you from problems, or your family is not going to come and hear you out every time you have something to say. So being able to talk to people is very important. I'll give you my example. If I have something going on and I can't find anyone, I just find a random stranger or a child, or I go to grocery stores. I just take a stroll and I meet random, I see random people and I start talking to them. It just makes life feel lighter. Next one, being able to communicate in the local language is very important. English is a widely accepted language, but if you're moving to a country like Germany, France, Switzerland, knowing basic words in local language is very important. You will find people are more helpful when you try and make that effort. For example, people say that French people are rude, but no, I won't say that. They are not rude, but when they see that someone is trying to make an effort to speak in their language, which is fine. Like I see foreigners come to India and they do this namaste, hello, chalo. So knowing basic words in local language is very important. And also when you move to another country, respect their country, respect their land, respect their laws and policies. Don't think like I've come here and I'm going to follow the rules that are there in my country. They are not applicable here. So showing respect is very important, and knowing local language is also important. So make an effort. I lived in Singapore. I never learned Chinese, but in Singapore English is widely spoken, so I never had the need. But when I would go on flights and I would interact with my Chinese crew, Thai crew, and Korean crew, I would pick up some basic words, and it's a good thing when you make an effort and try to blend in. Okay, I should have covered this point in the beginning, but if you're moving abroad for better job prospects, make sure you have done your research. On the outside, it might look that, like for example, I've seen my friends visiting Singapore as a tourist, and then they come and tell me, oh, I want to settle in Singapore. But dude, you don't even know what is the job situation there. Singapore is such a small country. There won't be as many jobs as there would be in India, because India is a huge country. India runs on manpower. So knowing job prospects of each and every country, current job prospects is very important. It's also important to figure out what are the skills that you can learn that might help you get a job in that country. Like for example, if you're going to Germany or you're going to France, the demand for English is a lot, and it can help you get a job faster. So all I'm trying to say is do your basic research before you take that decision. Not to digress, but I wanted to share this experience. I remember I was coming back from a flight and I went to the food court in Singapore. There was this Indian guy at a South Indian joint behind the counter. So while waiting for my food, I just casually asked him that, how you ended up here. So that guy was from Ludhiana, and he told me that, he found some agent back in India who told him that he can help him move to Singapore and get a decent job. And when he came to Singapore, he realized that the job he got was that of a food court cleaner. So don't fall for these traps. Don't trust these agents that tell you that we can get you a visa. I also want to share one more incident here. I had this friend in London who went on student visa, and he was doing part-time job while he was there. And when his student visa expired, he tried to stay back, and you can appeal if your visa is rejected, if your visa is not extended. So he appealed so many times, and finally he was deported back to India, which I know is not a very good feeling. So guys, don't be so desperate. You will be where you're meant to be. And again, I'm saying grass is always greener on the other side. You don't know the challenges that people face when they live abroad. I've lived in Singapore for 6 years, and never in my heart I had it in me to say I want to settle here. I knew that India is my country, and I know whatever I want, I will get from here. And today here I am in Dubai. I'm working for an IT company. I'm traveling places, doing decent in my career, doing things that I love to do. And all this happened because I was never desperate for anything, or I was never desperate to make fast money or take any shortcuts, or leave my country and say, no, I badly want to settle abroad. I never had this kind of a mindset, and even till date, I'm not saying I will not settle abroad or I will not move abroad. But whatever is right comes in the most natural and organic way. You don't have to try too hard, or you don't have to bend the rules to get anywhere. This is one delicious bowl. I never liked bananas so much, but I'm a fan of frozen yogurt. This is like frozen yogurt. This is like fruit frozen yogurt. I love berries though. I love mulberries. I remember in school days, we used to pluck mulberries, me and my sister. Next point is You must have a 2, 3 or 5 year plan in your mind when you make that decision. You must know, or you must be able to visualize how life is going to look like in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It will give you some uh, benchmark, it will give you some point of reference, and it will also keep you on the right track. Okay, so I know I said in one of the videos that you must not and you should not discuss your finances with anyone, but I will give you a vague picture. So I worked with Singapore Airlines for 5-6 years, and I have been able to save a decent amount of money. I won't say a lot, but a decent amount of money, because I always had that investment plan in my head. I always knew that, when I've saved this much amount of money, I'm going to maybe buy a house or invest in gold or in fixed deposit or SIP. So having that investment plan chalked out is very important, and also because it will help you sustain for longer in that country. Consult your friends who are in finance department, or who are living abroad. But at the same time, I will tell each one of you to be careful of people you speak to who are staying abroad. Not everyone wishes well. I remember before I moved to Singapore, while I was preparing my bags and getting my things ready. So I was hired by Singapore Airlines, so I didn't have to worry about a lot of things like my job, visa, or anything, the basic things. But I did ask a few friends, and they gave me a very bad picture of Singapore. But having lived there for 6 years, I will say it is one of the best countries to live in, and one of the most safest countries to live in. When you have spent a few years in a foreign land, if you're someone like me who is very emotional, who is very attached to her roots and family, you would want to come back. And I'll give you reasons. Firstly, that sense of belonging you will only get in your home country. I'm ready to be proven wrong here, but I've spoken to taxi drivers, spoken to friends who've been living away for 20-25 years. I've spoken to people who have good jobs, who are thriving in their career. I've spoken to foreigners, not only Indians but foreigners. Trust me, that feeling of wanting to come back home will always be there. So if your reason is to live a comfortable life, please ensure that you have a job that pays you decent enough. Don't just randomly land anywhere and then decide your plan. Don't do that. Don't go unprepared. On that note, I want to wish each and every one of you all the very best. Follow the path which is right. I hope all your dreams come true. I hope you get to live the life that you're working so hard for. And I also wish you meet the kind of people who give you the right push, who motivate you to pursue your dreams, and who help you in climbing up that ladder.